Actor Omar Gooding Jr. just did an interview where he broke down why he hates DJ Vlad, and he accused DJ Vlad of some pretty disturbing things.
But I think my problem with Vlad was that me not knowing him, and this is what's crazy about it. They said the V's where my people said Vlad wants to do an interview on Vlad TV. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't even know. This was the first. He was the first podcast interview that I did that kind of launched. You know, I didn't get paid for that. They just said you should do it. He's really big and you should do it. And I was like, no. And then someone else told me, yo, I heard you turned down the Vlad thing. Like, what's wrong with you? Vlad is crazy. He's good. He's this and that. I was like, this really? All right. And I sat down with them, and we had a open conversation. He didn't ask me nothing inappropriate. I spoke from the heart. That was that. People saw that, and then my value as a interviewee went up. And then they started offering me money, and then saying how much to be on. I was like, oh, you get paid for that? I thought this was free. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Right.
So, real life street stars, I sat out with them, and that was crazy, but it was great though. And then, obviously, on, and then it led to, I think, the best platform other than yours was Art of Dialogue, because I think their algorithm is the best for some reason, because everybody's been calling me nonstop since I did this thing last weekend. But anyway, so my issue with Vlad was after we finished that first interview, he had an idea.
The first interview went great. I mean, they did great numbers. So Vlad TV invited him back for a second interview under conditions, though. Now, the conditions is crazy. Now, without context, the condition make Vlad look like an absolute weirdo.
Right.
But once you put it into context,
right,
I think the context changes everything, and it makes Vlad look a little bit more reasonable than Omar Gooding is trying to paint him.
Right.
However, with context or without context, Omar was still pissed. Once Vlad asked him for this request, it was all gloves off. He hated Vlad. He never wanted to work with Vlad again. And
what was the request, though?
Bashing Vlad.
Now, here's the thing. This is kind of how beefs start and like misunderstandings. He didn't find anything wrong with what he was asking of me because he asked someone else and they agreed. What he asked me to do was to come back on for a part 2, but he wanted me to be in character as Sweet Pea from Baby Boy for the whole interview. I laughed.
Yeah, that was weird. That's weird. I've never in life heard Vlad TV ask anyone to be in character from like a movie that they've done before, especially someone like Sweet Pea. You're basically telling this black man, come on here and depict yourself as a hood guy for an entire interview for an hour plus, and then he's gonna ask you crazy ass questions to try to it's weird as hell. That is weird. Because if you're gonna play it that way, then ask all these other people that come on your platform and do the same shit. You don't ask people to do. I've never even seen someone come on there and like play a persona for they usually do a regular ass interview.
I thought, first of all, that's hilarious because why would I do that? It would belittle the role. It would belittle John. It would belittle the work. It would make me look clownish and buffoonish, and I don't do that. If you follow my career, why would I do that? This is good. Well, that's
facts.
Stupid of you to ask. But I took it as a joke and ignored it. And then he came back again and asked again, and then got at my people and I said, yo, he's trying to get you back on. You know this? And I said, yeah, he wants me to be in character, but no one's doing that. And he said, yeah, this other guy did. And he showed me the other guy doing it, and I was like, oh, good for him.
Right.
I'm not
what the hell they got to do with me?
I'm not a they're doing it, let's do it guy. I never have been. So I'm like, okay, again, respectfully, no.
I wanted him to dress up like this. Now, this is not an egregious, overly the top clownish character, but he played this role at 19 years old on Baby Boy. He was like 40 plus at the time. He don't want to dress up as himself as a 19-year-old.
Right.
Omar would deny that race had anything to do with it, but I do think race is a factor here. This white guy you just met is
race is definitely a factor, because if you know, Vlad only really acts like this when it comes to people of color. When it comes to black people specifically, he wants to come on there. He's gonna ask you all these federal ass questions. He want to make a fool of you. He wants to make a mockery of you. That's why I don't understand why people still even go on Vlad TV, because he does everything to kind of make you look bad. I've never really seen anyone come on Vlad TV and got painted in a good light. I've never seen anyone come on Vlad TV and get painted in a good narrative. I've never seen that in my life. He's gonna come on here, ask you some crazy ass, off the wall ass questions to make you look like a weirdo.
A long time ago, right? Some years back, maybe 3-4 years ago. And Halloween was coming up. So I kind of was brainstorming about some of the various guests I had on my show to kind of do like a little Halloween thing where they bring back some of their iconic characters. So I reached out to Faison Love. I said, what do you think about doing an interview as Big Worm? And he was like, oh, that's a good idea. So, you know, he got the hair rollers and whatever, and we kind of did this whole interview with him, you know, in character.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit up Omar to do his character from Baby Boy, and I didn't hear back from him, which is fine. So he does an interview sometime later and was like, yeah, you know, Vlad hit me up to do this interview as me from the character Baby Boy, and I just blocked him. And I'm like, you blocked me? I'm like, you that sensitive over me asking you to act when you're an actor? I don't get
You're not paying me to act. So you're basically mad that an actor, I've never seen in my life, I have never, ever seen an actor do an interview in the role of the movie that is old as hell, by the way, but a movie that he's done. Never have I ever seen that before. Who the fuck does that? Why would I come on here and be in character from Baby? This movie's old as hell, first of all. It depicts me in like a hood ass light when I'm not that young no more. I'm a grown ass man. And 3, why would I want to do that? You wanted me to come on costume. Okay, I can come on costume. I'd be a vampire or some shit. I'd be Frankenstein. Why the hell do I gotta be this hood ass character that was illiterate and all this extra shit? Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro.
it.
Hit him up again. See what happens.
I don't know. You see the whole thing with Cameron?
Some of y'all might see this differently. I don't know. But if somebody asks you to dress up on Halloween, even if you want to say no because you don't want to dress up because you want to be taken seriously, understandable. But I don't think you could see that as, hey, they playing with me. Hey, bro, they're trying to play with my manhood and my character. Hey, man, this white man asking me to dress up like I'm a clown. I think because it was for Halloween, it was a Halloween episode, and he wanted you to dress up like Baby. I don't see that as Vlad just outright trying to play with this man. I don't see that as Vlad, trying to make a mockery out of him, trying to make a fool out of him. I don't think Vlad was trying to exploit him.
I do.
I think it was a Halloween interview. Vlad thought this would have been a good idea to dress up. People dress up during Halloween. This is your most famous character. I want you to play the most famous character during the interview. Let's do something viral. I feel like that was the perspective. Omar, I think because he grew up how he grew up, he's from where he's from, his brother, his father, real conscious men, militant black brothers, he just seen that away. And he would also say that when Vlad was even breaking this down to Aries Spears, he felt like Vlad was trying to get Aries Spears to talk bad about him. And this was also a reason why he personally don't like Vlad and can't really see an avenue of him coming back on Vlad TV.
With you?
No, with Cameron and Omar.
No.
I guess they had some sort of beef back in the day, so Cameron booked him to do an acting job that didn't actually exist. And I guess filmed the whole thing.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Shout out to Omar Gooding, man. I ain't got nothing against you. I don't know why you felt it was necessary to go and diss me on a podcast when, I had you on my show and was very polite and gave you a platform and reached out to you to be an actor and do something that your fellow...
You have never, ever done that shit before with no other actor, no other guest, no other interview. I don't know why he keeps trying to throw actor out there. You can't get mad at a grown-ass man because he doesn't want to come on here and act for you for an hour straight. I came on here for an interview, bro. You want me to act? I'll give you my acting rates and my acting prices. I came on here for a fucking interview. I'm not gonna come on here and embarrass myself and act like, come on, bro. Never have I ever come on, G. He's interviewed so many other actors. He wouldn't ask, I don't even know the guy's name, but he wouldn't ask none of these other people that. So why are you asking this man to do that? It's weird as hell, bro. Stop giving Vlad interviews.